My sister is acting super secretive, should I be worried? Original post. I 27F have always been close to my sister F. We grew up doing everything together, and even as adults, we've managed to keep that close bond. Lately though, she's been acting really weird. She's always been an open book, but now she's avoiding me, canceling our usual hangouts, and spending a lot of time on her phone. I've tried asking her if everything's okay, but she just brushes me off with vague answers. At first, I thought she might be seeing someone new and just wanted to keep it private for a bit, but this feels different. I've caught her in little lies, like saying she was at work when she wasn't, and she's been unusually defensive when I ask simple questions. I'm really starting to worry that something bigger might be going on. Part of me wants to respect her privacy, but the other part of me is scared that she might be in some kind of trouble. Am I overreacting, or should I dig deeper into what's going on? Here are some top comments. Your concern for your sister is understandable. If her behavior is that out of character, it's natural to be worried. However, try to approach her gently and let her know that you're there for her, no matter what. Sometimes, people go through things they don't know how to talk about, even with those they're closest to. Give her space, but also make sure she knows you're ready to listen whenever she's ready to share. Here's the next comment. It sounds like you're in a tough spot. On one hand, you want to respect her privacy, but on the other, her behavior is setting off alarms. Maybe try asking her directly if something is wrong, without pushing too hard. Let her know that you've noticed she's been a bit different lately, and that you're worried because you care. If she doesn't open up right away, don't push, but keep an eye out for any signs that she might need help. Let's hear one more. It's great that you care so much about your sister. Sometimes people pull away when they're dealing with something difficult, even from those they love the most. It's possible she's just going through something she's not ready to talk about yet. Give her some time and try not to press too hard. Just remind her that you're there for her whenever she needs you. If things don't improve or get worse, it might be worth gently encouraging her to talk to someone, whether it's you or a professional. Update 3 days later. I don't even know how to process what just happened. After my last post, I decided to back off a little and give my sister some space, just like many of you suggested. But today she came over and finally opened up to me. I could tell she was really struggling to get the words out, so I tried to stay as calm and supportive as possible. She told me that the reason she's been so secretive and distant is because she found out something horrible: our dad has been cheating on our mom. Apparently, she stumbled upon some messages on his phone when she was at their house, and it's been eating her up inside ever since. She didn't know what to do or who to talk to, so she's been trying to handle it on her own, which explains why she's been acting so weird. I'm in shock. I never would have expected this, and I feel so heartbroken for my mom. My sister is terrified of how this will affect our family, and honestly, so am I. We haven't told our mom yet, and I have no idea how we're going to handle this. Right now, we're just trying to figure out the best way to approach this situation. We both feel so lost and scared about what this will do to our family. If anyone has any advice on how to handle something like this, I could really use it. Right now, I'm just trying to be there for my sister as we figure out what to do next. We're both terrified of the impact this will have on our family, especially on our mom, who has always been the heart of our home. My sister keeps blaming herself for not telling me sooner, but I've tried to reassure her that none of this is her fault. She's been carrying this huge burden all by herself, and I can't imagine how hard that's been for her. We've talked about a few different options, but honestly, none of them seem like they won't cause a lot of pain. We could confront our dad first and give him a chance to explain, but we're both so angry and hurt that it might just turn into a massive blowout. The other option is to tell our mom directly, but we're afraid of how devastating that will be for her. One thing's for sure, we can't keep this secret forever. It's already tearing us apart, and the longer we wait, the worse it's going to get. I keep running through different scenarios in my head, but there's no easy way out of this. Our family will never be the same after this, and that thought alone is enough to break my heart. Right now, we're planning to talk to our dad first. We want to give him a chance to explain himself and see what he has to say. Maybe there's something we don't know, though I doubt it. We're going to try to stay calm and keep the conversation focused, but I'm honestly not sure how that's going to go. We'll have to take it one step at a time and see where things lead. I just hope we can get through this without completely falling apart. If anyone has gone through something similar, I would really appreciate any advice or support you can offer. This is by far the hardest thing we've ever faced as a family, and I'm terrified of what's going to happen next. Update 5 days later. It's been an incredibly tough week, but we finally did it. My sister and I told our mom about Dad's affair. We spent days agonizing over how to approach the conversation, but in the end, we decided that honesty was the only way forward. We sat her down together, and I don't think I've ever felt so nervous in my life. My sister started by saying that there was something important we needed to talk about, and I could see the worry in our mom's eyes. When we finally told her what we knew, the look on her face broke my heart. She didn't cry at first. It was more like she was in shock, trying to process what we were saying. When the tears did come, it was like something inside her just shattered. I've never seen her so devastated. My sister and I were both crying too, trying our best to comfort her, but there was only so much we could do. She kept asking why, over and over, as if she couldn't believe this was really happening. We didn't have all the answers she needed. How could we? We told her what we knew, and that we found out through Dad's messages. She was quiet for a long time after that, just sitting there, holding on to us like we were the only things keeping her grounded. After what felt like hours, she finally said that she needed some time to think and be alone. We respected her wishes, though it was so hard to leave her like that. Since then, she's been really distant, and we're all just kind of floating in this weird limbo, trying to to figure out what's next. Our dad still doesn't know that she knows, and I have no idea how or when that confrontation is going to happen. I'm so scared for her, and I feel like we've opened up this huge wound in our family that's never going. Our dad still doesn't know that she knows, and I have no idea how or when that confrontation is going to happen. I'm so scared for her, and I feel like we've opened up this huge wound in our family that's never going to fully heal. Mom has been staying at her sister's place for the past few days, trying to process everything. My sister and I are checking in on her constantly, but she's still so hurt and angry, and who can blame her? This whole situation has turned our world upside down, and it feels like we're all just waiting for the next bomb to drop. I wish I could say that things will get better from here, but honestly, I don't know what's going to happen. Our family is broken, and I don't know if we'll ever be able to piece it back together. Right now, all we can do is support our mom and be there for her as best as we can. This isn't the ending I ever imagined for us, and it hurts so much to see the people I love in so much pain. If anyone has advice on how to help our mom through this, or how to navigate the next steps, I would be so grateful. We're all just trying to take it one day at a time, but it's so hard to see a way forward right now. Update, 1 month later. It's been a month since everything came crashing down, and I wish I could say things have improved, but honestly, it feels like our family is in shambles. After we told Mom about Dad's affair, she's been a shell of the person she used to be. I decided to move in with her to help out because she's been struggling so much just to get through the day. Living here has been tough. The house feels so empty without Dad around, and the silence is almost unbearable. Mom barely talks unless it's absolutely necessary, and when she does, it's clear she's still reeling from the betrayal. I'm trying to be strong for her, but it's hard when I'm also grieving the loss of the family we once were. Dad has moved out, and we haven't spoken to him much since everything happened. He's tried reaching out a few times, but Mom isn't ready to even consider talking to him, and honestly, neither am I. It's like he's a stranger now, and I'm not sure I'll ever be able to look at him the same way again. My sister is also taking this really hard. She's been distancing herself, and I'm worried that this whole situation is going to drive us all apart. We used to be such a close-knit family, and now it feels like we're all just drifting away from each other. I never thought something like this could happen to us, and it's heartbreaking to see everything fall apart. I've been trying to keep things together, but it's exhausting. I'm juggling work, taking care of the house, and trying to support Mom, all while dealing with my own emotions. There are days when I don't know how much more I can take, but I keep going because I know Mom needs me. I don't know what the future holds for our family. Right now, it feels like we're just trying to survive each day as it comes. I'm hoping that with time, things will start to heal, but it's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. If anyone has any advice or words of encouragement, I could really use them right now. We're all just so lost and hurting, and I'm not sure how to pull us out of this. Here are some top comments. I'm so sorry you're going through this. It's incredibly tough to watch your family fall apart like this, especially when you're doing everything you can to hold it together. Moving in with your mom was such a brave and loving decision. Just remember to take care of yourself too, even though it feels like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. Healing will take time, but you're doing the best you can right now, and that's all anyone can ask. Here's the next comment. Your strength in this situation is truly admirable. It's so hard when everything feels like it's unraveling, but you're showing up for your mom in the best way possible. I can't imagine how overwhelming it must be to carry this burden while dealing with your own pain, but you're doing an amazing job. Keep leaning on the people who support you, and remember, it's okay to feel exhausted and lost. It's a part of the healing process. Sending you so much love and strength. Let's hear one more. It's heartbreaking to hear how this has affected your family, but it's clear that you're doing everything you can to keep things together. Moving in with your mom was such a selfless act, and it shows how much you care. The road to recovery won't be easy, but just taking it one day at a time is all you can do. Remember that you don't have to go through this alone. Reach out to friends, family, or a therapist if you need support. You're doing an amazing job in a very difficult situation. Final update. I wish I had better news to share, but things have only gotten worse. After a lot of back and forth, I finally decided to meet with my dad. I thought maybe there was some chance we could start to heal, or at least understand what the hell happened to our family. But what I got was far from the closure I was hoping for. The meeting started off awkwardly, as you might expect. We were sitting in this little cafe, and it felt like we were both trying to make small talk, but it was painfully obvious that we were avoiding the real reason we were there. Eventually, I just asked him straight out what was going on with him and the other woman. That's when he dropped the bombshell. He's still with her, and she's pregnant. I didn't know how to react. It felt like the ground had been ripped out from under me. All I could think about was how much this was going to destroy my mom even more. She's already been through so much, and now this. I was so angry and hurt, but at the same time, I just felt completely numb. He tried to explain himself, saying that he never meant for any of this to happen, and that he still loves us. But honestly, I couldn't even listen. All I could see was the betrayal and the hurt he's caused. I ended up leaving before I said something I might regret, but the damage is done. I don't know how we're going to come back from this, or if we even can. Right now, I just feel empty. I thought maybe meeting with him would help me find some kind of peace, but all it's done is rip open the wounds even further. I don't know what's going to happen next, and I'm terrified for my mom when she finds out. I just feel so lost and broken, and I'm not sure where to go from here. If anyone has any advice on how to move forward after something like this, I'm all ears. Right now, it feels like our family is beyond saving, and I don't know how to begin to pick up the pieces.